The National Liquor Traders Council says although it welcomes the partial lifting of the ban on sale and transportation of alcohol, it will take the liquor industry a long time to recover its losses. The council spokesperson, Ntimane, says the summer period represents almost 80% of annual sales of liquor traders. So because they were not able to fully participate in that space, it means that they will have to play catch-up. Ntimane now joins us on the line, rather via Zoom. Thank you very much for coming through, Lucky.
Thank you, Colin, and good afternoon to SABC News viewers at home.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a tall order for you to even say that you are on a recovery path when you have to play catch-up.
Look, Colin, for us now, a tsunami has just hit us. We are picking up the pieces. It's going to take a while, to clear up and for us to really fully participate in the sector and support our families and those livelihoods that are dependent on the sector. It is a tough ask, but we are a resilient nation. We are also a resilient business owners. We are confident that we should be able to recover in the next few months. Ours is really to keep our chin up and really participate meaningfully to ensure that our efforts contribute towards government's efforts in fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic, but also, ensure that we contribute towards the township economy that we represent.
But when you look at a case study of a tavern owner who's had alcohol that was stocked up for the peak season of alcohol's consumption, and some of the alcohol had actually expired. Now they are working on a loss. What do you make out of the comeback strategy for somebody who will have to make up for the losses but not work towards profitability, but rather to pay the creditors or to pay for what he's lost before then getting to even break even?
What you've just highlighted, it's the saddest part that the liquor traders are currently facing. We feel that, we actually had to endure three pandemics. One is almost the poverty that we're subjected to over the 34 days that we're not trading, but overall the 18 weeks in which we didn't participate in the economy. But also, liquor traders could not even leave their places of trade over the lockdown period because they were safeguarding the stock. Vultures were circling, criminal elements, were peddling in that space, people taking chances. And in some instances, they got it right where a lot of stock was stolen from various liquor traders across the country. So for us now to start in February, it's really even a modern catch-up that we're doing. Debit orders bounced, stock is expiring. There is just too much that our liquor traders, have to go through. But I know that, the liquor traders that are watching this right now, are resilient. They're going to rise up so that they can support their families. It's not going to be easy, but we have to do this. We understand why we find ourselves in a situation that we're in. We've got a pandemic to deal with, but for us is to remain positive and make sure that our efforts continue to support government's effort in ensuring that we fight the COVID-19 pandemic. We're not going to sit in a corner and cry, but we're going to dust ourselves off and make sure that we continue to do what we do best, which is selling liquor in a responsible manner and support our families and those livelihoods that are dependent on us as a sector.
To be honest, when one looks at the summer season, as you have already alluded to in a statement earlier, not being able to sell liquor towards New Year's Eve, where we know that consumption really goes high, and then come, the beginning of February, you have to start. The trading levels won't be the same, even if you have to play catch-up in terms of demand. It will be alcohol sales from Monday to Thursday. I mean, you are excluding Friday, Saturday, and Sunday there. So it means that the sales will plateau. They won't even go up when you predict.
So the majority of our members are on consumption basis, which is Monday to Sunday, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. So we feel that will give us enough breathing space to be able just to recover a little and be able to absorb some of those 250,000 jobs that are dependent on us. Where we are worried is around the independent liquor traders who are mostly off-premise, who are only allowed to trade Monday to Thursday. Those are having the worst end of the stick because they've got rent to pay, and the rent is paid at 100%. Salaries are also paid almost at 100%, and they're only trading at just under 70% of the time available for them. So we're worried that it will take a bit of time for the off-premise channel to really recover. But you know what? We are in the middle of a pandemic. Some of the decisions that were taken, even though we do not agree with them, maybe they were necessary to get us to where we are now. But we need to find a way in future that we create certainty in the industry. We are calling upon the minister specifically of DTIC to really come and engage with the liquor industry so that we're able to find ways in which we can manage a circuit breaker where we're able to identify, when there are challenges in the future so that we can work towards ensuring that, we alleviate those challenges that seem to clog the system and create a rise in the number of COVID-19 cases. We really cannot afford, as an industry, to have another lockdown. And if there is that a lockdown that is coming in the future, we'll not participate in.
So in the engagement that you would propose, what would you put on the table as your points of argument as you don't want to see another lockdown?
So Colin, it's for us, it's quite simple. The government has never engaged with the liquor industry since the 26th of March 2020, meaning that since lockdown started, government has really made decisions on behalf of the liquor industry, almost in a dictatorial term, by decree, as to what should happen in the industry. What we are saying is that if we sit with government, we can find a middle ground. If we see that the cases are rising, maybe we can look at a situation where we move from on-premise with regards to taverns and only focus on off-premise, where people are able to buy liquor and enjoy it at the comfort of their own home. But you cannot continue to compromise the hospitality sector, where we close them down and they're not able to earn a living. That is a major sector that employs a majority of our people that reside in township space. We really are for black people earning a decent income, and the liquor industry provide for that opportunity. Hence, we are calling on government for us to have a conversation that will ensure that we continue to support those livelihoods that are fully dependent on the alcohol industry.
Right. So just before we part ways, it has been a problem, this argument. I remember the last time I had an interview with you, we actually clashed on the differences of opinion regarding human behavior and alcohol consumption. Well, what do you have to say to the viewers out there, as the president has actually requested people to drink responsibly? The issue of people, becoming violent towards each other after drinking. I mean, it's something that is really, really concerning, because imagine if people were not violent and they were drinking and there wouldn't be hospital admissions and you continue to sell, versus them misbehaving now that alcohol is being sold from Monday to Thursday. What will you say about that if the numbers of hospital admissions and traumas start to rise? What will it say to you, and what will your response be?
Colin, I'm glad you can recall our last interesting conversation, be that as it may. For us, it's really simple. We've got 34,500 taverns in the country and over 7,000 independent liquor traders, and 1 million livelihoods that are dependent on the liquor industry. That's the entire value chain. In order to safeguard those livelihoods, we need to ensure that we trade in liquor responsibly. That is the part that we take full responsibility for as liquor traders. But we're also calling upon our consumers not to be excited, to continue to enjoy alcohol in a most responsible manner. But the important thing that they need to adhere to are the COVID-19 regulations, in terms of ensuring that they wear the mask that cover both the mouth and the nose, and also that they sanitize at all times and observe to all the social distancing. This is something that we need to do, myself and you, Colin. When we see our neighbor, when you see our friend doing things the wrong way, we need to be able to reach out to them to say, we need to support each other to ensure that not only that the liquor industry continue to succeed, but that the country continue to succeed and defeat this pandemic. We really cannot do it alone as the liquor industry. It requires a collaborative effort to ensure that we fight this pandemic together and we preserve the livelihoods that are dependent on the alcohol industry.
All right. Thank you so much, Lucky, for speaking to us. Believe you me, I no longer see sad faces when I walk into the studio and greet my colleagues ever since the announcement of the lifting of the alcohol ban was made by the president. But we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Colin.
I can see you smiling as well. Lucky Ntimane is the spokesperson of the Liquor Traders Association nationally, and of course talking to us about the industry having to play catch-up regarding the sales of alcohol.